Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, I'm wearing my glasses because I'm starting to slowly go blind. I'm being inundated with messages today, so I thought I'd do a bit of a video uh, after the UFC yesterday, and there'd been a guy knocked out from holding an armbar and getting elevated off the ground again, slammed on his head. The very next fight, the same thing happening with a guy trying to secure a triangle, getting lifted off the ground, slammed on his head. I've had lots of people messaging me, and immediately I responded with like, well, if you're training for a sport and if your coach is primarily a sport training guy, and in that sport the rules are you're not allowed to slam, yeah, and you're always assuming you're on soft mats, well, that's the problem. Yeah, is these guys are not being taught by somebody who's assuming they're on concrete, who knows that when you're doing a triangle or an armbar and the person looks like they're about to elevate you, to hook their leg or completely disengage. Yeah, you never ever let anybody pick you up off the mat, ever. Yeah, in a real situation they're going to throw you through a window, they're going to throw you onto a car bonnet, they're going to smash you onto a table or chair, and potentially kill you. Yeah, so if you have to be fighting from a bottom position and you have your legs or arms or whatever part of your body secured to the other person because you're wanting to control the distance between the two of you, and if that person starts to lift you off the ground, yeah, either hook their leg, because now you're a part of their leg, and as they go to lift you, there's too much friction and resistance from your hook on the back of their leg, yeah, usually around the back of the knee, yeah, that when they go to lift you, like, they can't because you're attached to their lower leg, yeah, or disengage and push them away and stand up, yeah. So you're either right in close and you're controlling this person because you're looking for triangles and arm locks and stuff like that, so you need the person close initially to be able to get those positions, yeah, because I mean you're not having collars when there's no gis and stuff like that. So setting up arm locks and triangles, even though the optimal distance is reasonably far away, the way to get them is to bring the person in really close. So if there's a gi, for example, then you'll use a gi choke to or like I use overhooks a lot, to like keep the person close and threaten with that. And then as they start to back out, then you can convert it to a triangle or an arm lock, and their extension into the arm lock especially will assist your arm lock. Yeah, with the triangle, because your leg's behind their head, they get even better. Everyone knows about like Rampage Jackson and Pride. As soon as you put your legs like in a triangle position around their neck and shoulder, they've got really good leverage, better leverage to pick you up than when your legs are around their hips. Yeah, and as soon as they start to look up, as like if the person's chin's down and you have their posture broken, which is what you should have for a triangle, if you lose that connection with their head and the person starts to lift their head up and starts to connect to your hips and look up and start to push, you should automatically be hooking their leg or disengaging. Like the person with the triangle could have converted to an arm lock, yeah, could have done that, yeah, or completely disengage, push away, but you must control the distance. It's the most important aspect of using your guard, is which type of guard are you going to use to control the distance, what is the distance that best serves you, and then use the appropriate guard for that distance. So there's a lot of, I mean, I know it's all clickbaity stuff and things like that, where people are like, oh, well, this is the undoing of jiu-jitsu and this proves jiu-jitsu doesn't work. Yeah, clickbait, whatever. Those guys are still going to spend 10 hours the next week learning jiu-jitsu, right? And if they're smart, they're going to go back and go, well, what went wrong? Wow. And the coach is going, oh, I forgot to tell you to hook the leg. Yeah. And he'll be like, why didn't you tell me that from the start? Like, it could have really helped. He's like, well, you know, I don't know, we forgot. Yeah. So anyway, there's always a lesson. There's no losing. There's only learning. So those guys, you know, they'll have a sore neck or head or whatever for the next few days. They'll get back into it. They'll analyze what went wrong, why it went wrong. Yeah. They'll hook the leg next time, or they'll disengage and push the person away. So the golden rule is you control the distance, especially if you're the person on the bottom. You have to control that distance to limit strikes. You have to be able to use angles to stop the person posturing and things like that. But it just further heightens the space between old school Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guys like myself, who grew up with headbutts and elbows and no gloves and like fighting guys in car parks and on hardwood floors, because none of our friends had matted dojos. We were invited by our karate friends to go train at their place and show them jiu-jitsu on hardwood floors. You know, so you learn really fast, like curl your back, limit your exposure to the floor, get on your side, yeah, get on top as soon as you can. And even when you get on top, you're going to smash your knees up on the floor. So put your weight on the other person and float around on top of them. So there's a lot to be said about old school jiu-jitsu, which is exactly why I teach it. But it doesn't mean I'm anti-competition. By all means, compete, win medals. I've done all that stuff too. But like, don't forget how to fight. Cheers. Bye.